Hello, everybody, to another Hatha yoga class. It's Tassie. Let's go ahead and get ourselves settled. Props we'll be using today: 2 blocks, a yoga strap, 2 covers, if we have it. So let's go ahead and just start wiggling ourselves into our seat. If we haven't sat down already, let's go ahead and take a seat. Good. Bring your shoulders up, back, and down. And ensure that we are breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth for the entire time. Good. Place a palm on your chest, place a palm on your pelvic area, and let's breathe for a minute. Keep the elbows to the sides of your body and feel free to bend your knees. Keep the heels pressed into the floor with your toes pointed towards the sky. Good. Now let's go ahead and bend our left leg. Bottom of the left foot's going to press into the insides of my right leg. Good. Shoulders are up, back, and down. My spine is straight. And if I need a prop underneath my knee, I am more welcome to it, as well as a prop underneath my straight leg. Good. Inhale deeply. We're going to twist ourselves a little to the left. Exhaling, bringing our hands down. Here I'm just showing you can widen your legs, the distance in between them, just as long as you are safe and comfortable doing so. Good. Keep the gaze down. We're going to inhale. Straighten our arms, straighten the spine, bring the gaze to the center. Exhaling, bringing our arms down. Good. Now we're going to reverse this. So we're going to bend our opposite leg. Good. And as before, using props as needed underneath our bent knee or underneath the straightened leg, underneath that knee. Good. I like pressing into both of my thighs and exhaling, leaning forward just to get a nice settled seat. Inhaling, let's lift our arms up. We're going to twist slightly to our left. Exhaling, bringing our palms down. Gaze goes down with it. And feel free to be adventurous just as long as you are not harming yourself. See if you can touch your toes. Bring a bend in that straight left leg. If it will assist you in touching the toes, explore that feeling. Good. Inhaling, lifting the arms up high. Spine is straight, and we are wiggling our legs out. Getting ourselves ready for an easy pose using props underneath your ankles if you have ankle injuries like I do. Here are some options. As long as we're comfortable. Great. Continuing to breathe, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Feel free to use blocks underneath the knees as well, and you're going to push down your knees. Good. Your shoulders go up, back, and down. Inhaling, lifting the arms up. Exhaling, prayer pose. Arms to our sides, inhaling, lifting our arms up. Exhaling, bending the elbows, pressing the palms together. Inhaling, lifting our arms up. Exhaling, bringing our left arm to the back of our left leg. Right arm, forearm presses into our shin. Or you do have the option to twist a little more to the left, bringing your right forearm to the tops of your left thigh. Good. My gaze is to the side. And let's inhale, lifting our arms up, twisting forward. Exhaling, now bringing our twist to the opposite side. Keeping my gaze to the left, even bringing my right forearm to the tops of my left thigh if it is accessible to me. Good. Keep breathing. Keep the left palm pressed into the floor. We're gonna inhale, lift both of our arms, gaze goes forward. Slowly bending our elbows, pressing our palms into one another. Good. Now let's go ahead and get some nice neck rotations to the left, to the right, with our breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Inhaling. Let's bring our arms to our sides as we exhale. We're going to bend our knees, press our feet into the floor. Let's go ahead and move all our props out the way because we will need space to the sides of us. Press both palms into the ground. Fingers are pressed into the mat, either forward or to the sides. And we're going to widen our stance safely. Good, making sure our toes are pressed into the ground. We're going to exhale and let's bring our knees to the right. So the outsides of my right thigh and the insides of my left thigh are pressing into the ground. Good, let's inhale. Knees go back to normal. Both of our butt cheeks are on the floor. Exhaling, let's go to our left. So left outside thigh, right inside thigh. Good, inhaling, knees go back up, adjusting as needed. Exhaling, let's go back to our right side. Outside right thigh, keep it bent. Left inner thigh, keep it bent. Exhaling, knees go back up. And let's go to our left side now. Great. Keep both palms pressed into the floor with your gaze down as we hold this. Inhaling, knees go back forward, pressing our bum to the floor. Inhaling deeply one last time. We're going to exhale, reach to the right. Palms are pressed to the ground. Gaze is down as I breathe. Inhaling. Bum is back on the floor. Knees are up. Exhaling. Let's bring those knees to the opposite side. Great. Now let's bring both the bottoms of our feet to the floor. Wiggle the toes a bit. And let's find ourselves in a butterfly pose. Blanket underneath the ankles and props underneath the knees if you need them. Good. What are you doing? Now let's go ahead and find ourselves on our hands and knees in a tabletop pose. We can press our toes into the floor or at tops of our feet to the ground. Gaze is at the floor. Good. And we're going to slowly start to tip our hips from side to side with our breath, ensuring that our shoulders stay in line and our palms stay pressed into the floor. Good. Slowly moving, slowly breathing. Now let's go ahead and pause the movement in our hips. And now we're going to move our shoulders slowly left to right with the breath. The hips stay still. The hips stay over the knees. And we stay breathing. Good. Bringing our back straight, back to normal. Let's inhale, bring a nice curve in our back, pressing our belly button towards the floor. Gaze goes up. Exhaling, rounding the back, chin to chest. Let's do a couple rounds of these. Cat-cows, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, rounding the back. Gaze goes up, pressing the palms into the floor, exhaling, rounding our back, bringing our chin to our chest. Good. Now let's go ahead and find our back straight, palms pressed into the ground. We're going to walk our hands to the tops of our mat, giving our body space. Good. Now let's safely bring our left leg from tabletop. We're going to slowly bring the left foot, pressing it into the outsides of our left hand. Both of our knees are bent. Right knee is over the right hip, with the right tops of the foot pressed into the floor. Left knee is bent with the left ankle in the same line as the knee. And if you're up for it, you can walk yourself further, getting a deeper hip stretch, which will in turn straighten out your right leg a little more. Back is straight, gaze is forward, and just play with this pose for a while. Props are always great because it allows you to get a deeper stretch. You're safe, you're breathing, and we're moving. All great things. Let's inhale, bring our hands straight, ensure our spine is straight as well. Exhaling, arms go down. And if we're using blocks, let's go ahead and grab a hold of them because we will be using them shortly, or at least making sure they are accessible. Good. And let's go ahead and press our palms into our blocks, ensuring that our wrists stay under the shoulders. And as we move back, we're going to bend our right knee and straighten out the left. Wiggling out the left heel will ensure us safely being able to move our body back as necessary. Pressing our palms into the blocks allows us to have a straight back. Gaze can be forward or gaze can be at your feet. Feel free to bend your elbows and slightly curve your back. Even bending your knees will allow you to have more accessibility in this half split pose. Keep breathing. Keep your left heel pressed into the floor. Keep the left toes pointed straight. Good. Gaze is forward, and we're breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Now let's go ahead and find a bend in our left knee with our left ankle over the left knee, and we're going to straighten out the right leg, pressing the right knee either into the floor or covered. Tops of the right foot is pressing into the floor as well, and we're going to slowly walk our left foot to the outsides of the mat. Inhaling, lifting our arms up high into the sky, and let's exhale, bending the elbows, pressing our palms together, sinking our thumbs to our chest, bringing our hands down to our blocks. So you can see I'm slowly, safely adjusting my right leg. Adjustments are always acceptable. Now let's go ahead and bring both of our palms in the insides of our left leg. And as you can see, when I exhaled, I opened my knees, and now I'm pressing my left pinky toe into the floor and the outsides of my left toe. As I press my palms either into the ground or into blocks. I choose blocks. I love props. And if this is available to you, feel free to twist into your right wrist, allowing your left chest to come out, allowing your left hand to push into the insides of your left thigh. Or we can exhale and lower our forearms down to our blocks, getting in a nice lizard variation. Good. Whenever you're ready, inhaling, bringing our palms back to our blocks, which will allow us to bring our right knee back onto the floor. Good. And let's go ahead and bring our knees as wide as the mat. And we're going to exhale and sink our bum to our heels. Keep the hands pressed into the blocks, or you're more than welcome to straighten out the back and press your forearms into the blocks. This is a great shoulder stretch. So stay here for as long as you'd like. Keep breathing, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Let's inhale, lift our gaze forward, slowly press our palms into the blocks. Exhaling, safely bringing our bum up, spine is straight, knees are pressed into the floor, hands are pressed into our blocks. Great, now we're going to place safely our right foot to the outsides of our right hand with the knee bent. Left knee is bent as well. Once again, we're making nice little angles, right angles. Hands are at our waist, gaze is forward. Good. Keep breathing. Let's inhale, bring the hands up. And let's exhale. We're going to slowly, gently find our hands to our blocks, ensuring that the wrists stay under the shoulders as we slowly make our adjustments to our low lunge variation. Good. And wherever we're at, our left knee continues to press into our cover. The left top of the foot can press into the floor, or your left toes press into the ground. Good. Press both palms into the tops of your right thigh. As you inhale to lift your spine straight, gaze goes forward. Good. Exhaling, sinking our hands back to our blocks or the floor if that is accessible to you. Bending the elbows as an option. And sinking your chest down. Good. Let's inhale, bring our palms back to our blocks if they are there. Arms are straight. Gaze is forward, exhaling. Let's go ahead and find our palms pressed into the ground, wrists under shoulders, near our pelvic area. Exhaling, slowly bending the left knee as we straighten out the right leg. Right heel's pressed into the floor. Right toes are pointing towards the sky. Keep your palms pressed into books. This will bring the stretch to you. Keep breathing, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, with the option to bend the elbows and sink your chest lower to the tops of your right leg. Good. Inhaling, let's go ahead and straighten out our arms. Wrists are under shoulders, gaze is forward, back is straight. Now let's go ahead and bend our knees, our right knee, slowly working it, moving it, because we will, on an exhale breath, bend the right knee. Good. Slowly walking ourselves forward if that is accessible to you to get a deeper stretch on your left leg since we are attempting to bring it straight. Pressing your palms into your books or blocks. Gazes forward. And once again, our bent leg is to the opposite side of our mat. Exhaling, you can bend your forearms to your blocks as your left knee opens up and your left insides of your toes are pressed to the floor. So pinky toes included. Good. And if it is accessible to you, press your left palm into the floor with your wrists under your shoulders as you bring your right arm to press into the insides of the thigh. Same side thigh. Good. You do have this option to use your right hand to get a deeper stretch in your left leg. If that is not accessible to you, let's just stay in our pose where we're most comfortable at. Good, we're gonna exhale and slowly find ourselves back to tabletop. Slowly finding left and right knee back onto the floor. We're gonna open both of those knees as wide as the mat. Big toes pressed together. Bum sinks to the floor. And feel free to use your blocks as a nice little pillow for your forehead. Pressing your forearms into the floor. Gaze is down. And we're breathing. Good. Now let's go ahead and inhale, find ourselves in tabletop. We're going to slowly find ourselves onto our backs. Feel free to use a blanket underneath the lower parts of your back or the top of your butt, whatever you call it. I like to call it my lower back. Bend your knees, press your feet into the floor. Shake your knees out from side to side for a little bit, ensuring that our spine is pressed into the floor and our shoulders are pressed into the floor. The back of our head is pressed into the floor and our gaze is forward. Good. Let's bring our palms to our chest if they're not there yet. And let's bring one block to each side of our knees. So as you can see, as I exhale, if I am not able to bring my knees comfortably to the right, I can bring the floor to me with my blocks. So let's go ahead and cross our right ankle on the tops of our left thigh. Both knees remain bent. Good. Gaze is still up top, and if I am up for it, I can thread my hands in between my left thigh if it is accessible to me. Option to use a strap will be shown soon. We can keep both of our knees bent. And I like to go from side to side in this pose. My hips are very tight, and this just allows more friendly movement. So whatever height you're comfortable using your blocks at, feel free to adjust as needed. You will see me do this several times over. That's life. Good. Just whatever we're doing, we're breathing, we're not tense. We don't want to harm ourselves. Good. Option to straighten out your left leg if you want. Or even grab the top of your shin with your left knee bent. is the strap option. I am safely bringing the strap to either the tops of my shin, or I can loop it into the under parts of my left thigh. Your choice. Just ensure that the back of your head is pressed into the floor and your shoulders stay pressed into the floor. Again, option to go side to side with your breath to loosen out the hips. Good. Now let's exhale, find our left foot back onto the floor. If we use the strap, let's unstrap our left thigh. Let's bring our left foot onto the floor, and now we're going the opposite way. Right foot on the floor, right knee bent, left ankle on top of the right thigh. Great. So let's inhale deeply, lifting my head and my shoulders up. I can bring my body to my thighs versus bringing your thighs to your body. Whatever option is most comfortable for you, go ahead and do it, just as long as on our exhaled breath, the back of our head and our shoulders are pressed into the floor. Option to go from side to side. Once again, this will open your hips a bit more, hamstrings a bit more, and work your core. Keep breathing. Option 2, lift your left leg up straight, or keep the left leg bent, your choice. Got it. If you would like, you are free to grab your shin, left shin. Just ensure when you exhale, the back of your head and your shoulders are on the floor. And whichever pose you are in, you are more than welcome to go from side to side, gently, slowly, comfortably. And as always, option to use a yoga strap. Whatever we are doing in this pose, our reclined pigeon, we're safe, we're breathing. If we're making movements, we're safe, we are breathing. Good. And whenever you're ready, on an exhale breath, if you're using a yoga strap, release it. Let your left leg fall to the floor. Your right leg will follow suit. Good. Great. Feel free to stay here for as long as you like to. Or consider this our Savasana for the day. Or if you would like, let's go ahead and get ourselves ready poses to go for a slow movement. So let's inhale. We're going to bring our knees up. We're going to bring our knees up. Let's leave our toes pointing towards the floor for right now. Good. And making sure our props are nearby. We can exhale, twist our knee to the right one time. Inhale. And twist our knees to the left one time with our feet touching the floor. Good. Now let's inhale. Knees are going to be up towards the sky. And feet are off the floor. We're going to exhale and slowly bring our knees to the left, bringing our body to twist, allowing our left shoulder to press into the floor with my left palm open and my left arm straight. Good. Keep breathing. And allow your right arm to hold your knees. And when you're ready, inhaling, bringing the knees up. Feet are off the floor still. Let's exhale and slowly twist to our left. Our right arm is pressed into the ground. Right shoulder blades. Our knees are stacked on top of one another, stacked on top of our props if we're using it. And our gaze to our right side this time. Keep breathing. Let's inhale deeply, bring our knees up, our back is pressed into the floor, and we are going to find our blocks, our props to the sides of us with our knees open, our feet pressed together, pinkies pressed into the floor. I'll leave you here. Have a great day, everybody, and thank you so much for joining in.